Hello. So I'm going to ask you some questions while we take a walk about our fabulous hike we did yesterday. How do you feel about that?
Super hike, really fun. Eh?
What do we say when you get to the top of a mountain? Bag
Heil.
Bag Heil. Very good. My friends, hiking in Austria is one thing, but hiking with Austrians is something else.
Yeah, so we left bright and early in the morning before the sun came up, and we took a long drive up to this mountain called
Otscher.
Austrian or something like that. And it may or may not be the highest mountain in Lower Austria. We caused quite a fight by asking that. But anyway, it's about a 2,000 meter mountain, and you hike from right down low, but it's absolutely stunning. And off we went and climbed, and we were with some very tough Austrians, and the one guy was an absolute mountain goat, and he set off at a pace that was just ridiculous.
So we're hiking with Killian in disguise. This is Richard, and he is just the fastest hiker in the world, putting us to shame.
And then he started running, and now we've already climbed about 600 meters of just absolutely ridiculously steep climbing, and then he starts running, and we're supposed to keep up with him. It was ridiculous. Anyway, he was an absolute champion, and they set a good pace. I was very impressed.
So I'm going to tell you guys about a part of the hike. It felt and tasted too familiar. So we got that lingering sensation of altitude again, which we haven't had for a while, and immediately when I picked up on it, I was like, yo, this is quite intense. So for you guys who haven't experienced altitude before, what it is like, it's like almost like a thief at night. Like you go to bed ready to explore great dreams, and then all of a sudden something hits you and you're not quite sure how to respond. It's like you just, your body just it gives up. You stop thinking rationally, you actually stop thinking, and you become almost like hyper emotional, which is quite interesting. But anyway, we didn't get altitude sickness, but we tasted that familiar sense of altitude again, and it was really tough.
So you can see we don't plan these things. So I'm pulling rank here. Given that we haven't been hiking in a long time, we spent just over 7 hours on our feet, and we were not used to that. So definitely a tough day out for the body. Wasn't used to it, and the muscles are a little bit stiff today. So really tough, and a lot of climbing, over 1,600 meters of climbing and 24 Ks. So huge climbs, but so worth it. Austria and Lower Austria is incredibly beautiful.
I think what made it so tough, and I said to Bar, I think it's actually the toughest day hike I've ever done in my life, is because we didn't have the luxury of chilling or just stopping. We just had to go, and it wasn't a pride thing. We didn't just keep going because we're proud, but it's like, I don't know if you can relate, but it's almost like you're going to a zone where you just really stop functioning mentally. Your body just keeps going forward physically, and you're able to do so much more than you ever thought you could.
Yeah, so there was this one point where we'd kind of summited the first Klein Auster, or whatever the mountain's called. We'll find that out. And then we did then they said, okay, now we're going for the big one. And so we walked for about 6 Ks further, but it was all descending, and we went right around the mountain, and then we got onto this epic ridgeline. And when I looked up, I said, no, surely we're not climbing that. It was just this knife edge with 100-meter drops.
Literally like this.
Kilometer drops.
Crazy.
So I thought, look, there's no way we can climb that. And just kind of one step at a time, we did this epic ridgeline, and it was just one of the most beautiful climbs and one of the most epic pieces of scenery I've ever been involved in. And we had perfect conditions.
I think also what made it super intense and super exciting. Super. That's one thing the Austrians love to say.
Super.
Oh, my love, let's just quickly. So we drove to the mountain and we were actually privileged to experience Austrian music. So we learned a fantastic Austrian song, and I think we can sing it. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, why are my friends always high? I don't know how to keep them from dying. Why do my friends keep getting high? I don't know how to keep them from dying.
A real headbanger.
Cause I always got something to say. Yeah, I always need someone to talk to. Yeah, if you cry, I can't relate. I think that I'm gonna break. I think that I need a break. I think I need to break you. Can't you get this out my head? I am such a hypocrite. I don't care for no one else. 5 a.m. I'm gonna text. Come on back, I miss the Smith. Yeah, why are my friends always high? I don't know how to keep them from dying. Why do my friends keep getting high? I don't know how to keep them from dying. Yeah, why are my friends always high?
It's official. My husband has never looked more handsome. He looks just like Victor Crumb from Harry Potter. Look at his face.